Hello everybody. As you can see, I am bathed in light as the holy divine spirit of God puts his hands on my shoulder and says, "Go get him, Trey. I'm rooting for you." That's a very comforting thought, and this is Sunday Apologetics, but 3 days late. Thank you for tuning in. I did a poll in my group about what people would like me to talk about, and the most voted upon topic was Muslims that convert after claiming they saw Jesus in a dream. Now, this is by no means a one-off thing, and it's a phenomenon that has in fact been occurring for decades now. As early as the early 2000s, people have in fact been documenting this phenomenon. As a matter of fact, Stephen, the guy who I've debated multiple times, I used to be in his group before he went all crybaby on me. And I said, I hope somebody is documenting this phenomenon, because if they're not, we're going to have atheists 100 years into the future. What evidence is there that 500 people claim to see Jesus in a dream? Or something like that. But ultimately, you get the point. Now, as much as I am sure that atheists will never let me down, and they will find a way to deny this, I would just simply like to point out some interesting things that I noticed about this phenomenon. The first thing is that it seems to be occurring simultaneously or coinciding with the rise in Christianity in China. China, for all you who don't know, is generally an atheist place. China is basically a dictatorship, and you can't have people worshiping a god in a dictatorship because they're supposed to be worshiping you, the dictator. China is set by late 2030s to become more Christian than America itself. It's a terrifying thought, but if you remember back in my Congratulations Atheist video that I made last year, I brought up how China is very much on the rise in its Christian belief. Seems that the Middle East is not safe from God's influence either. God has promised multiple times that he will bring the word to those in need. Here in America, we have churches, Bibles, religious freedom, and best of all, me, to tell you all about Jesus. But people in Islamic countries, they don't have that. They cannot very easily learn or hear about Jesus. The gospel cannot so easily be spread there. Perhaps the most interesting story I've read is from an Egyptian terrorist, and I cannot truly pronounce his name, but I think it was Khalif or Kala or something like that, and he converted to Christianity after he claimed to have seen Jesus in a dream. And just like Saul in the Bible, he converted to Christianity and now is a sweet and loving Paul. Now, I went ahead and I did what I would call bias research on this. This is where I go into Google and I would say something like, Christian converts to Islam after seeing Muhammad in a dream. It's generally a very biased way of getting what you're looking for because the conclusion is in the search, but ultimately I found one or two videos of a Christian and a Jew, but ultimately at the end of the day I actually began to come back to stories about Muslims converting to Christianity. Not that many stories of it being the other way around. As a matter of fact, one of the things that have been documented during this phenomenon is that of 600 Muslims, 25% of those people, so I'm bad at math, someone help me out here. What is that, 150? 25%. Yeah, somewhere around 150 of them out of 600 would say that they came to accept Christ because he appeared to them in a dream. So what do we make of this phenomenon? Well, I feel that it is quite possible. This is a legitimate phenomenon. As a matter of fact, David Wood, my favorite YouTube apologist, had a friend named Nabil Qureshi who converted to Christianity from Islam for this exact reason. Now, a lot of people simply ask, and I've already talked to some atheists about it, and especially the atheists who are naturalists and don't believe in miracles, they say, well, why doesn't God reveal himself to everyone? I'm just waiting for the day when a whole bunch of people in one country, like, I don't know, Colombia or something, they start saying, everyone started floating. It was a miracle and we all saw Jesus. And the atheist is going to say, well, why didn't he make the people in Venezuela float too then? It's like, dude, you are seriously missing the point. But either way, I have often pondered and wondered, what if God did reveal himself to everyone? Now, we all think about this, and I don't think that the atheists take it half as seriously as they pretend to, but just imagine what it would be like if God truly did reveal himself to everybody. Can you imagine the calamity that would start? Jesus would come down, he'd say Christianity was right, the Muslims would lose their crap, claim that it wasn't Satan, it wasn't Jesus, it was some Iblis or some Satan that was trying to deceive everyone. The Hindus, I don't know what they would do. And it would not exactly be what you would expect. And generally, the atheists don't say this, because atheists are pretty bad at just blatantly making arguments. But the atheists seem to imply that if God would just come down and reveal himself, that we would just believe in him. I can tell you for a fact that that is not true. But ultimately it is as the Bible said. At the end of the day, at the end of this period we are in, when the end times come, all will be without excuse. All will have seen, all will have had the ability to hear. And those who have heard and have accepted Jesus, then they will get paradise and reward. Those who have not accepted, they have a different outcome waiting for them. But, nonetheless, thank you for your patience. I'll try to be on time next time, Sunday. Having said that, like, subscribe, do all that good YouTube stuff. And more importantly, Happy Lent to all you celebrating.
It's a Thursday.